Hey guys, thanks for joining. Today I want to talk about my visions, my plans, my thoughts about my YouTube presence. You see, for the last 2 weeks, I've been sort of faffing around with this Vlogmas challenge. Now it's time to really get serious. If you don't know what Vlogmas is, we got to create content every single damn day. Never having been on YouTube before, I found it, a little bit challenging, but for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to try to make up for everything and produce something every single day. Now that I kind of know what I want to do with YouTube, I think it should really work well for me by the end of December. So here goes. So before I talk about what I'm about, what I'm about to do with YouTube, I want to talk about me. Who am I? My name is Ayo Johnson. Ayo, not Yo-Yo, not Bobo, not Ayo. Ayo. Okay, it's a 3-letter word. It doesn't get complicated. Well, there's more to it, but I'm not going to confuse you people. Okay. I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa, one of the poorest poverty-stricken places on the planet, but a very wealthy country actually. But I spent my professional life in Bermuda, one of the most wealthiest countries, little communities on the planet. There's a good story about how I got from there to here, but I don't want to bother you with that right now. So what I want to talk about is, what am I going to be doing with YouTube? Okay, so at the moment, my career is as a communication consultant. Okay, I've made a name for myself as a journalist in Bermuda. It's been quite good. I will always be a journalist, but probably never again in Bermuda. I am spending more of my time in West Africa, so I might do 3-4 months, and then come back to Bermuda. Right. So, and that brings me to what I originally thought I'd be doing with YouTube. Okay. My original thought, my plan, and it's still one of the plans, is to actually give a bit more of my talents to my own country. Okay. So, I'm thinking of doing some journalistic programming, in which I talk and interview people, in and out of Africa. So it'd basically be something for African people and friends of Africa, right? And I think it's really important that we sort of take control of our own media. We've been blessed with the most amazing technology, and but our media is always controlled by other people. I think it's time that we change that, and it's beginning to change. So I want to join that movement, if you like. But I also think it's not just about getting positive stories out there, for the West to gaze upon. It's also about creating media in which we have conversations among ourselves. Okay, so I did spend some time ago sort of messing around with titles. So we've got this, The Africa We Love, or I might call it The Africa We Want, or All Things Africa. Okay, so you get the idea. I'll be interviewing people who are positive about positive things and challenging things, what they're doing on the ground. And when I talk about Africa, when I say Africa, what I'm talking about is wherever we have a substantial African descended population, whether it's on the continent or in the South Bronx or in Jamaica or whatever. So we'll be dealing with topics like, fighting corruption, or music. So I'll be talking to community leaders. I'll be talking to artists. I'll be talking to leaders. I'll be talking to people on the streets about, their dreams and their hopes and their challenges. That's my the content that I want to produce is just going to be, I think, quite fulfilling for me, because as I said earlier, I've spent a lot of time in Bermuda my entire professional life. I've given to this island, and I think I've probably given a bit too much of my talents and energies to this island, to be honest, and I need to sort of reset that balance. So this would be a way of me remaining as a journalist, but giving to the continent that actually made me, who I am. And then I've often thought about, well, because I'm traveling, I might be there for 3 months, 4 months, family business, etc. And I'm planning to move back there permanently. I think there's also personal aspects that I think people might find interesting. So I want to try to do a vlog type regular programming where you follow me, try to get re-established in my own country, which is Sierra Leone. I also belong to Ghana because that was my great-grandfather's land. So I'll be trying to restart businesses and things like that. And I think it's worthy of documentation so that other people like myself, there's a whole generation of us who have lived our entire lives in other countries. Countries that don't generally like us as black people, to be honest. I mean, I'm just going to be frank, right? Okay. And we should have gone home a long time ago. When President Trump said we were shithole countries, some of us said, well, yeah, maybe actually, he's not wrong, but if we are shithole countries, it's that way because we abandoned it. Maybe we are the people our countries are waiting for, so my journey home, it might take a couple of years, before I get settled, build a house, establish a business, etc. But I want to document that. So that's a personal vlogging exercise. Another personal vlogging exercise that I want to do is this: document, my efforts to build all this dream that I'm telling you about, to build my YouTube channels. And that's where I think I can impart some value to people who might be thinking of doing the same thing. So I'll tell you, for example, what my equipment I'm playing with, my lighting setup, tools I'm using to stay organized, and just share that information. So I'm giving back to the community. And I think that, sort of self-reflective, as well as, I'm not going to sort of try to teach people how to do it because I'm still learning, but I will reflect back what my experiences, my failures, etc. are. Now, finally, my work in Bermuda. Okay, like I said before, I've been a journalist for God knows, I'm even embarrassed to think about it, to be honest. But it's been more than 20 years, where I've been known as a journalist. I've come in and out of it, to do some communication consultancy for a couple of years. Always went back to journalism. Now I'm doing communication consultancy. I formed a company about 8 years ago called Think Media. And the idea was to provide editorial services, media services on a consultancy basis. That sort of evolved into sort of PR and media communications. Then I started my own media outlet, mainly just sort of investigative type stuff, hardcore journalism that lost me pretty much all my friends, but it was quite fulfilling. We had a real impact, and I got to train young Bermudians while I was at it. And so now I think media sort of evolved into this communication consultancy. There's also a sustainability consultancy. So I'm hoping to be able to advise powerful companies how to sort of be socially sustainable, to maximize a positive social impact. Okay, because I find that it's a lot healthier for me to help powerful people do good, as opposed to what I've been doing most of my life, hold them to account and try to, make them accountable, right? So now I've sort of switched on. They pay me to make them, more accountable to society, basically. So that's a part of my business that's about to take off. Primarily, I do strategic communication. I have one major client, which is the education system here, and it's going reasonably well. Lots of hard work. So I didn't really want to use YouTube to support my business, But guess what? I've changed my mind, because it makes no sense to have all this technology, and not use it to support your ventures, So that's my fourth aspect of my YouTube presence. I wanted to use it as a break from my daily work life, but it does seem to make too much sense to actually say, okay, maybe I can do some tutorials on communication, how to do an interview with the media, how to structure a communication plan, how to give a speech, how to open, how to do social change activism, for example, So I'm going to be working on that as well. And I want to just show you this. Okay, this is one thing I worked on to represent that side of my YouTube presence. It's just sort of like and you got the wrong camera there, but hey. And that's it. So I want to thank you all for paying attention. Sorry about the camera issue. Hey, so do me a favor, help me succeed. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, the notification bell, and join me on this journey. Bye.